The summit, which focuses on domestic policy decisions, economic development and foreign affairs, has seen some Western media focus on apparent threats, with Beijing being accused of harbouring superpower ambitions, ramping up tensions with the US and increasing the risk of war with Taiwan. Earlier, my colleague Rachel Blevins discussed the major takeaways from the Congress with CGTN correspondent Dai Kaiyi.
On Monday's press briefing, Bloomberg reporter raised that question, and the deputy director of the NDRC, or the National Development and Reform Commission, said that China will unswervingly expand all around opening up and push economic globalization. And they said that there's been misunderstanding about some of the latest new patterns of development that China adopted, such as the dual circulation strategy, which basically means taking domestic development as the mainstay, with domestic and international development reinforcing each other. Experts believe that many of those initiatives, many of those moves made by China create a very balanced model, and that is not only developing for itself, but is also offering its path of modernization for many other countries. So it has provided a clear blueprint for global development. For example, we can see that from the Belt and Road Initiative, from RCEP, and also the vision of building a global community with a shared future.
Now, speaking of economic interests, some media have been speculating over the state of the Chinese economy, citing the delay in the publication of the country's GDP report. Are there currently any concerns about China's economy?
That's right. That's been followed closely by media outlets, not just here in China, but also around the world. So China's economic performance has gone through fluctuations this year, but it logged a continuous trend of recovery in general, if you will. If we look at the first quarter, China's economy logged a 4.8% growth. And if we look at the numbers in the third quarter, which are some of the latest figures that's available, we can actually see there is a notable sign of recovery.
Well, let's just go through some of the key points raised by the Chinese leader and other delegates. That would be the successful handling of the pandemic, GDP growth, fighting corruption and reducing poverty were all on the agenda, with promises that China will stand against global hegemony and power politics, instead supporting international justice and multilateralism. Xi Jinping also pledged the Chinese military will be brought up to world-class standards by 2027.